Hello everyone, welcome to our Let's Play series of Sunless Skies. This is Carillon RPG as usual, and I'm very happy that you're supposed to join me today as I look for Lustrum, and for all I know, it's over there. It might not be. We're not necessarily too well suited or too well equipped for this journey, but we must persevere, we must explore, because we have missions there, and we must start the stage of the game high, where we just go from port to port. Hello. That was unnecessary. In fact, a lot of this is unnecessary. A little bit of a dance. Woohoo! Oh. See what we find. Hopefully no seasoned things. We can loot the hold. Oh, not seasoned. What's the word? Please don't be. Oh, it isn't. It's an uncanny specimen. It's like the unsavory gossip or something or other. I don't know. But we're getting to a point where I really need to go back, because we're on our last fuel, and I don't know if we're gonna have enough. Oh, that's a mining thing. Oh, I think we found something. There's something over there. Investigate. Window cracks have accreted. I don't know what that word means. A feeling of moss green dust. Once white paint is yellowed and peeling, the signal box possesses a faded dignity like a beleaguered butler. It was designed with pride to be part of that great folly, the Isambard line. Anyway, inside, beneath a desk covered with rusted levers, is a luggage trunk captains in dire need can borrow, and that is not too shabby. I can read a ledger, which is great, because that way we're gonna see the miscellaneous notes. It's again about Captain Shaik. Captain details various damages done to their engine and the cause. Hull aggrieved Cantankeri. Well, yeah. Backplate bad launch of Port Prosper. Front plate bad landing on Port Prosper. Hull again Jones. A change in personnel gives the captain optimism for the next leg of the journey. Hopefully they'll be all right. But yeah, that ledger right there. I will raid the cache, and I will take. I will see what I can do. I can take fuel, and I can take supplies. Can I take both? I'll take fuel for right now. Your crew transfers the fuel from the signal box to your locomotive. It is soon safely stashed aboard in the engine room. There's just a question of the ledger. Should you write in it and accrue a debt, or take without leaving a record? No, I'm gonna write in the ledger. And what do you think I am? I've accrued a debt. Your crew may become anxious while it hangs over you. Really? That's interesting. Your crew has not increased. Terror has... No, okay. What? That's... I mean, I figured. Captain's name, ship name, home port. Actually, which one is my home port? I assume New Winchester, but I don't really know. Taking or depositing. Reason, there's even a space for any notes that suit your inclination. Okay, yeah, everything is good. And I can resupply the thing. We're gonna do it later. I would actually like to raid the ledger again, but why? You have recently read the ledger. No, raid the cache. Why? You have recently raided the signal box. Okay, that's just bad news, isn't it? Let's leave, because I needed both. But we might be okay. Also, this is not a crashy situation. We're probably going back right now, because you can see things in the background. I pay a lot of attention to the foreground, as you might imagine. Even though I don't pay as much attention as I should, as you ought to figure out, because I keep crashing against things. But the background has a lot of things to show as well. Okay, that's a path up there. Yeah, we're just going back. This is unsafe. Also, I heard that to our right. What does that mean? I don't know. Still not using the bat, though. Because our food I don't know if the food is in good condition or not. I do hear people shooting, or cannons anyway. The repentant devil sneers, they are incompetent. They should never master my techniques. Whom are you talking about? Oh, we found something. We found Lustrum? Oh, we found something. This is good news. So we can go back up there and leave. Yeah, we can do that. Because we're going to be able to buy stuff out of here. What is this? Tell me it's Lustrum. It's Carillon, a new port. The crew are eager to see what it has to offer. And I'm eager to sneeze as well, which is bad. I shouldn't sneeze. I mean, I'm not going to sneeze on the microphone. I mean, I will. I'll just mute my microphone before that happens. This peaceful Carmine institution was founded by devils from London and dedicated to the betterment of the soul. Botheridges? Botheridges? I think it's Botheridge. Anyway, Botheridge's A Tour of Heaven describes it as a cross between a spa, a sanatorium, and purgatory. She commends its bracing airs. So I can enter and I can travel around Carillon. Why would I do that? Carillon is broken into terraces where most of the soul treatments take place. So let's not go there right away. Let's buy this stuff because we absolutely need these. Let's also... We need them because... of a bargain in Lustrum. We just need to find a bargain. This is for buying. This is for supplies. That's not too shabby. They don't have fuel, but they do have supplies, which is good. I'll buy 2 of them. Of course, I don't have anything. And we get Grammaries. Grammaries. Oh no, that's just where that was. It's a tiny shop. Sells comestibles, which I didn't know was an English word. It just means eatables. Is that an English word? It means edibles, edible things that you can eat. Several reliable vintages of chorister nectar. It's said he retrieves a tithe of it from the nearest hive. Devils have always got on with bees. Well, he's a devil, isn't he? Grammary is. Okay. Carillon Center. Let's enter the Carillon's foyer. Grey stone, the color of a monastery. Attending devils and devilesses dressed in uniform. And an incoming parade of the sick, the friendless, the dying, and those who think their lives would be better if only they were something else. This is Carillon, where souls are refined into something more impressive. So that's why we have unrefined souls, I believe. Unseasoned. No, that's unseasoned hours. Isn't there a thing for souls, unrefined souls? Where was it? Is it not here? Maybe it isn't here. Port reports, I have 1. We don't have bargains in here. They don't accrue over here. Okay, yeah. So I can write a port report, which I will do. The penitents come from all the corners of the high wilderness. Someone will want to hear of their comings and goings. You take some notes on a pilgrim's journey through Carillon, the first port of call. Interesting. Like, of import, maybe. Is that what it means? The first port of call is the beehive-shaped office in the center, or, more accurately, the long queue leading into it. From there, the infernal attendants direct them to one of Carillon's 7 gardens to undergo penances. They certainly look penitent by the time they emerge. Presumably their souls are much improved, not that you can tell. Okay, to earn rewards and your port reports in the Indurate Veteran at Victory Hall, which we will not, and Prudent Secretary at the Company House, which I believe is the one we are doing. Both docks are near New Winchester, although one of them probably doesn't work anymore because they left. Go speak to the... Oh, wait a minute, I need something here. I need affiliation with the establishment. Interesting. Maybe they're with the Queen here. Go and speak with the presiding deviless. She is an artisan of souls, with capital S this time around for some reason. It's not that it was with a capital S before. Perhaps she can do something with yours. Perhaps she'll just offer you advice. Led between wickerworks. I think we're about to start a quest over here. The presiding deviless works in an office shaped like a beehive. a stone and wickerwork building that stands all alone in the middle of Carillon's central courtyard. She conducts intake interviews with new patients, one by one. After a long time in line, you reach her at last. "Greetings, doctor. How may we stretch, strain, purify, and strengthen you now you've come to Carillon?" Her apron is starched, her dress pinstriped. There is a stack of patient files on her desk, color-coded. The corners of her mouth say she knows something to your disadvantage. Oh no. I'm gonna ask her about Carillon. She must be used to explaining to newcomers and to those whose memories are attenuated by pain. 7 gardens for 7 sins. That's a... "We do whatever is necessary to reclaim unsatisfactory souls," she says. She sits back in her chair, and you can imagine her making just such a pitch to the princes of hell. "For humans primarily," she says, "though we do attend to a few other creatures elsewhere on the great chain. They come to us with souls that are stained, disused, in every kind of sordid condition, and we make them acceptable again. Most of those who come to us are volunteers. The rest are beyond the position of being able to volunteer, consigned to Carillon by their families or employers." Oh, boy. Ask her about Carillon. We did that already. That was the whole point of that. This one wasn't. We didn't do, though. And after a stay at Carillon, I'm gonna ask, what then? One should not enter if one does not know how to leave. I think, my character thinks, I suppose. She looks surprised. "Most people go home again," she says. "Some find that they are weary of their souls and pass them on to us. We operate on that slender profit and on what we can get from donations or from sales of penance and forgiveness." She looks at the blank page before her. "But what about you? You look sturdy enough to make full use of our services. Are you afraid of needles? What is your view of worms? Which do you fear more, venoms or poisons?" And she takes down a page or two on all your least favorite things. Are those real? Are those really my least favorite things? Well, I suppose, I mean, you wouldn't like at least venoms and poisons, I suppose. "You have spoken with the presiding deviless." Which means I can listen to a proposal. Yeah, right there. "Listen to a proposal and gain access to the terraces of Carillon. She's prepared to offer you a deal." Let's see. This is very dangerous. But I'm not making decisions right now, apart from just listening. Listen, she says. "You are free to make use of Carillon. Take a penance or 2. Alter your soul. I think you'll find our services very imaginative. There is another matter I hope you will look into. A devil in rose-colored gloves. He used to supervise the Gaslight Terrace. He was removed from that position, but I fear he may still not be entirely aligned with the objectives of Carillon. If you find out anything about him, anything to his disadvantage," she looks grim, "bring me the evidence, and I will reward you." It's not the devil that we have, is it? Also, we can't look at here. It's interesting. Well, we do not purchase an indulgence. We do not have anything. I'm gonna ask her again, but I think she's gonna say the same thing. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, that is why? Why is it different? Why do I have... Did I not scroll down? Provide exquisite insight. You can only do this once. I can't do it at all. What do I need? You need inescapable... Oh, I need the penances? I need all of this? Huh. I can purchase an indulgence, and I can purchase them in bulk, which is special. Also, how do I leave? Return to the center. That's right. "Come back if you have any other questions," she says the deviless. She has already opened the next file on her desk. Okay. The isolated office of an abstemious devil. Abstemious, I don't know what that means. Let's travel around Carillon and see what happens here. Carillon is broken into terraces where most of the soul treatments take place. Some are easier to access than others. Indeed, and try to enter the Bell Garden. Why would I... That's for different penances, though. That's me getting penances. Visit the sand garden. Visit the terrace of glass statues. That sounds awesome. Just like, it's a good thing. The path is a mirrored labyrinth. Entry is forbidden to those who are not already affiliated or afflicted with a flickering soul. So let's do that. You need a flickering soul to be admitted. I have that already. Let me just make sure I do. My soul is flickering. Soul light is unpersistent, incurious, and lacking. And I also have clear, which I suppose is bad. Soul is fully transparent. No swirls, no clouding, no personality. Oh, that doesn't sound very good. How do I have that? I'm terrible. Also, I am almost leveling up. Let's see what happens. No one else on the passage to the terrace will admit that they know where they're going. What a curious figure, says an old man, pointing at his own reflection. Here's hoping there aren't any other clowns of that nature where we're going, eh? He jabs you in the rib. Please don't do that. With his elbow. Please don't do that. Oh, wait a minute. I can reply to him. I can fail to see my reflection anywhere. I can regard my reflection with distaste. And I can admire my reflection, which is handsomer than usual. Of course it is. Why have you never noticed before the brilliance of your eyes? Well, it's a curious question. As the owner of what's the word? Common eyes myself, I've never really. I don't have a perspective of how someone with beautiful eyes would regard their own eyes. I do imagine we have a very different perspective of them, much the same way we have a different perspective of ourselves, because we don't, like, the whole thing of when we see ourselves on film, and it's like, who's that person? It's like uncanny and stuff, because you're used to seeing yourself in a mirror. I suppose the eyes might be even more than that, so I don't know. You stumble over a woman in a bee costume and nearly miss the turning into the terrace. It's an absurd arrangement here. A person could wander the labyrinth all day long without reaching their destination. Stand in front of one of the statues and it will melt into your pose. It will look you in the eye. Its face will be your face, minus a few marks of character. It will still be transparent. And I can gain a penance of inescapable truth for 26. Oh my god, that's terrible. There's a green penitent over here, though. A grim penitent. He seems oblivious to your presence. Let's do that. Maybe that's bad. That's bad. The man is slim and there are circles under his eyes. Yeah, let's try that. The man is slim. He shows no energy at all. He lifts his eyes when you seat yourself. It takes time to get him to speak. He finds the effort of conversation very hard going for the first few exchanges. He confines himself to the weather at Carillon, but finally he tells you why he's here. Too many years I lived on the other side of a mirror, he says. So long I forgot everything but that place and its ways, where eyes and eyes... Well, no. Is, not eyes. That's not the pearl of eyes. That's is. That's capital is. Where is and is not change places. I took a companion and endured this, or his, not love. It took me a long time to recognize it for what it was. This might be not great. I can share with the mirror-bound penitent a penance suited for those who cross the wrong borders. I can't do that. Let him be. For right now, we could try this, but I don't think that is a good idea. I'm gonna return to the center, because there are a few others leaving the Carillon at the same time. A woman in an unrecognizable uniform walks beside you, looking rather depressed. And I suppose I can just go back inside. So we tried, unsuccessfully, I suppose. I need stained to do this one over here. Let's visit the Sand Garden, although, how would I know? That's Veils. That was a Veils check. Wasn't it? Yeah, I suppose I would. And this is probably going to be a strength check. So how do I do a heart one? Let's see. The Stunted Grove. It's, I don't know. I don't know. The Checkerboard Garden. Try to enter the Bell Garden. Let's go with the Bell Garden. The ascent, and also it has more checks. The ascent is rocky. The sound of chimes is audible all the way down here. Let's try that. You put your foot on the first step, and a devil blocks you. "Those who enter the Bell Garden must be in a proper state of hygiene, Doctor," he says. "Wouldn't want to make things worse for the poor sufferers." He washes his hands in the fountain. "Stopping you must have been grubby work." Oh, we can't do that. We just can't do that. Interesting. But I can perform a ritual of purification to enable entrance to the Bell Garden. It's a mirrors check. I said veils. Veils is that. It was a mirrors, actually. We have 26% on my... Like, I am good at that. Why? Anyway. Excuse me. Something got in my throat. I'm going to perform a ritual of purification to enable entrance to the Bell Garden. Those who wish to enter the Bell Garden must first undergo illustrations and prayers. I succeeded. Sorry about that little break. Power went out, so I lost this little bit. It'll be fine. But let's just continue. First, remove your shoes, wash your face from the fountain of fresh water and your feet in the basin of salt water. Walk across a patch of white sand, throwing a pebble over your left shoulder to baffle any ill-omened thing that might be following you. Then, sleep in a hammock on a private balcony where only other patients may enter. When you wake up, eat a plain white bread with a salt crust. After all this, you'll be ready. And you might be wondering why I have two mouse cursors in the screen. It's because this is the footage that I lost. So this is the game. You were here, so I had to basically reload because we did that. Carillon is broken. I've performed the necessary rituals so that you will not bring any improper airs of attitude with you. I did that already, so we succeeded at that. But then that's when the game crashed. Not the game, the power went out. So we're going to continue to the highest and coldest point in Carillon. The bells ring louder as you climb. The music is mathematical and exact, which is my favorite kind of music. Each note sounds for exactly the same length of time. Now that's not my favorite kind. And the same duration that is required to ascend one step. No one passes anyone else on these stairs. In a tower over the Bell Garden, 12 devils ring a change of 12 bells. A change? Is that the group of bell? I didn't know that was. That's good. The full peal will take 11,000 days to complete without intermission. From time to time, one devil relieves another, stepping in during the half-minute when that particular bell is at rest. There are no errors. This mathematical music can be heard everywhere in Carillon, but it's loudest here. Impurity and imprecision are not welcome. So I can gain a penance of deprivation. 41% is actually pretty good. And I also have a penitent nurse in here. She huddles in the corner, her face trapped in a grimace. Let's see what she has to say. She's huddled in a corner with cotton stuffed into her ears. It's too loud to speak, certainly. I'm going to attempt to communicate with her, though. Let's see what happens. She has been within the sound of the bells for 40 days. The clangor is starting to disrupt her mind. She begs you will help her, and out of your kindness pay part of her penance for her. She would do the same for you. She's a very kind and forgiving soul. To convince you at this point, she scribbles down her assurances, compliments, and a sketch of herself ministering to a leprous child. I can't donate part of my deprivation, but I'm gonna ask her about the devil with the rose-colored gloves. Has he passed this way? Does he like bell music? She shakes her head in distress. The words she scribbles for you are, if you can read her writing, seen the kind before, she writes. Had them in hospital sometimes. You can't get anything clearer out of her. Okay, so let the nurse be for right now. And let's gain a penance of deprivation and see, well, try to anyway. Austerity, absence, and lack. These are the devil-recommended treatments for those who live within the sounds of the bells. That's a failure, unfortunately. And I gain terror, which is fine, I suppose. The copy editor of a pornographic magazine avoided handkerchiefs and napkins, preferring to use a sleeve. As punishment, she may only wear clothing of undyed linen and nettle flax. As for your punishment, it does not bear speaking of. For a month afterward, you see devils dancing in the corners of your eyes. And I can try and gain another one. But I fail again, and I'll go and do that again until I am blue in the face. Oh, and these are all different things that are happening right now. A cheesemaker was known to sleep in daytime. To cure these defects of character, she has been shut up in a giant clock. The last one is a lawyer specializing in matters of divorce, avoided handkerchiefs and napkins, preferring to using a sleeve. That's interesting. It's like a mixture of things. My God. Can I not? A zookeeper knew a cousin's criminal activities, but chose not to report them. For the penitent's own good, he is not permitted ever to stand up straight. Oh. Oh my God. Terror. As your terror rises, bad things will happen. Yeah. You can reduce terror by discovering new ports, returning to major ports like London or New Winchester, and through special opportunities at ports you've been to before. Try not to let it reach 100. This is usually fatal, and if you do survive, you will still suffer grave harm. Yes, I am not doing that. The chances of that happening, I think I tried that 6 times. That was a 5% chance of that failing every time. So I'm not doing anything else. I'm returning, and we're gonna come here later. 12 changes of 12 bells before you reach the bottom again. No one else is on this staircase. The penitents look up curiously when you arrive back at the center of Carillon. Now, I wonder if here we can't take care of our terror, which is terrible. Terrible. Absolutely dreadful. But we're in a good position here to go back. I would think. Because we're going over there. It's going to be a nasty journey, but we're going to do it. Not right now, though. Right now, I'm Carillon RPG, and this has been Sunless Skies. I really hope you've enjoyed it. And if you did, go ahead and leave a comment. Like the video if you want to see the next episode come out sooner rather than later. But above all, thank you so much for watching. And I hope I'll see you next episode. Bye-bye.